Hello, Oracles! Well, we just got the production and delivery numbers from Tesla for the first quarter of the year, and it looks like we came in just above consensus estimates, the adjusted consensus estimates for deliveries at 310,000. Production came in at 305,000, which is lower than expectations. We kind of knew it was coming with all of the downtime that we had in Shanghai. It was lower than my estimates. I kept my estimates high because I was being optimistic and hoping, but realistically, we kind of knew that they were going to come in a little bit short of expectations with the downtime that was coming out of Shanghai. So overall, this is still a great number, progress in the right direction. We're at just about 70% year over year growth. So this is phenomenal. This is great. This is all still moving in the right direction. And one of the things that I look at as far as a miss, which I wouldn't even consider this a miss, is the fact that the reason that we fell a little bit short of expectations was based upon COVID downtime, things that were really out of our control that we could not navigate. We could not get around, shutting down. When a country shuts down your area and you have to stop production, you don't have a choice. So yes, there were still supply constraints. Those were wearing down on the company as well. But last year they proved that they could overcome those. And if you do the math on the downtime that we had in Shanghai, if we did not have that downtime, we would have cleared 320,000 vehicles in production, most likely. So looking at that, we would have navigated the supply chain issues without an issue, and the only thing that caused us to fall back was COVID. And when you look at the legacy automotive makers missing all of their deliveries by over 20% in some cases, that was all due to them not being able to navigate supply chain issues and them not being as vertically integrated as Tesla is. So this just proves how much better Tesla is and more efficient they are at getting through and producing at scale. So we'll see this play out over the next few years as Legacy Auto tries to scale at the same pace that Tesla is. But going back to Tesla and their specific numbers, how do we think the stock is going to be reacting on Monday to these numbers? Well, 310 is above the new consensus estimates, but the previous ones, before they got dropped due to Shanghai being closed, it did miss those numbers. So it's kind of tough because at this point right now, it's not a miss and it's not a win, it's not a beat. So how is this going to play out? It's kind of up to the market manipulators and how they want to play this. Are they going to say, oh, well, Tesla didn't come in at the numbers that were expected, so we're going to sell the stock off? Or are they going to say, well, you know what, year over year, it's still tremendous growth, and despite all of the challenges that they had to face, they still meet our expectations, even though they were revised last minute. And maybe it goes green, or maybe we stay flat. So I gotta tell you, I honestly am very up in the air about where the stock can move on Monday. Obviously, we'll know Monday morning when we see pre-market what's going on, but we can see a lot of different things. There's a lot of information to digest out of this. People are going to be doing numbers all weekend long as far as what is the production rate that's going on, with the downtime that they have. We'll do the math on it. I haven't had a chance to do the math on that yet. If you take out all the days that they were closed in Shanghai, what is the run rate that they are at right now? Fremont, could be flat. We should get Shanghai numbers within this week to be able to actually dial in to see how much Fremont produced, how much Shanghai produced. I don't know if they're going to factor in Berlin or even Austin, if Austin has official production yet. So lots of different things to discuss. And then we have earnings coming out, of course, in typical Elon and Tesla fashion. On 4/20, we will get the earnings coming out, and that'll hopefully break down. I'm really hoping that they break down Austin and Berlin separately, just like they do with Shanghai. That'll give us a great idea as far as, what is the ramp speed going to be for those factories, and then we can compare those to the ramp speed we saw in Shanghai and see if they're ramping faster or at the same pace. And then we can then predict further on down the line where the production is going to be in the future. And in a tweet that Elon made in a reply to Sawyer Merritt's tweet about the production and delivery numbers, he did go back and say the supply chain issues were definitely still a major challenge that they had to overcome. I've heard rumors about them using dimes in batteries just to be able to get by and make things happen. So I don't know if that's actually true or not, but that's stuff that I've heard. But this is something that Tesla has proven over the last 2 years with the supply chain issues. They will figure it out. Whether they reprogram their own chips, whether they have to go down to different stores to buy different components that they need for the vehicles just to finish producing them. Whatever they needed to do to make it happen, they did. And this is why they have been able to get through all of this while still growing and beating expectations with deliveries and production. And so looking long term, again, the shortcomings that they had this quarter due to Shanghai being closed down and supply chain issues is still just a short-term, near-term issue. Nothing affecting them long term. If anything, this is actually a bullish sign long term, because despite being shut down for almost 2 weeks in Shanghai, despite having all the supply chain issues, they were still able to beat Q4 numbers as far as deliveries go. So they're still continuing to grow, and Q1 is shorter than Q4. There were less days that they had as opportunity. There were days that they were shut down for production. So again, very bullish numbers long term. We'll see Q2. I think Q2 is going to be a bigger number for us because now we're going to have Berlin and Austin factored into those. And then we can truly see what it's going to look like with 4 factories ramping and producing vehicles in the future. So Q1 numbers, they were a slight beat in deliveries, a slight miss in production. Not a huge concern. Again, the stock may be a little rough on Monday. I think with the Cyber Rodeo coming up on Thursday, since we were basically flat on Monday, that's going to get washed aside once we get to Thursday. I have no doubt we're going to get a Cybertruck reveal, more insightful information from Elon. That's going to drive the stock higher. So if we do see a pullback in the stock on Monday, I am going to be a buyer because I want to add, because I have a feeling by the end of the week we will be green. And I'm still playing it long term. I'm a 10-year plus investor at the minimum, but even that is going to be a better price to buy in for the long term as well. This week I will be updating all of my production estimates for the rest of the year. I'm also going to be updating all of my price targets through 2032. So once I get all those up and running, I will get you guys that information. Otherwise, let me know in the comments below how you feel about the numbers that we came out with for production and delivery today. Let me know if you're excited, upset, or meh, just because the numbers were right in line. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.